I'm more impressed with the Lakers as a team than LeBron. I know LeBron is going to be LeBron. I just wanted to see how his body looked. Was he able to get up and down the court? He looked good. His body looks good. Like he's in great shape. You can tell he's been in the lab. Told you he was in the lab, right? It showcased the lab. Those three was falling.
Has he been working out or shooting practice?
You know what? As a matter of fact, DJ, can you drop this track? Because I don't really like to showcase this, but since it was GOAT last night, let's see what he had going on. Let's see some of the lab work paying off early in Vegas. You see this right there, Skip?
All right.
You see him?
Yeah. Oh, one-footed.
Oh, because I remember last year
Wait. It goes up and around and up, and it was a
What about that one? What about that one?
That one work?
What about this one from Henderson, Nevada?
Yeah.
What about that one?
You know what they say about blind squirrels?
Yeah, they find
a
bunch of them.
An acorn.
Running the floor, diving to the basket, getting easy baskets. The thing that impressed me most about the Lakers, Skip, the ball movement. They had 17 assists in the first half, only 6 turnovers. Austin Reeves had 8. He was inserted into the starting lineup last night. They look good. Now, finally, I was like, okay, this looks like an offense. This looks like something that Laker Nation can sink their teeth into, not just standing around everybody looking over you. You gonna do something? Are you gonna do something? The most impressive player that I saw last night was Kendrick Nunn. Kendrick Nunn is going to be great with AD. We can never get AD on the floor and keep him on the floor for an extended period of time. I think he'll be great with AD and LeBron in the pick and roll. Skip, he can catch and shoot. He can get to the basket. He was sensational last night. He had 21 points in 19 minutes. He had 4 threes. He looked great. He's a natural scorer of the basketball. And that's what we need. We need the second unit is going to have to find a way to keep these leads that when the guys give them, the first unit gives them the lead, they're going to have to find a way to keep the lead. So I think Kendrick Nunn been on the floor, and I think the biggest thing is that at some point in time, AD and LeBron will have to be on the court at all times with this second unit to make sure that when they have a lead, they keep it, or if they're behind, they can dig into the lead until those guys get back. Look, Russ is going to be Russ. He wasn't very efficient, and that's not what he is. He's not an efficient player. But I like the fact that, hey, 4 turnovers in 21 minutes, Skip, you got to cut that down. Project that out over 32, 33 minutes. That's probably going to be 6 turnovers. That's a little bit more than you would like. But, I like the aggressiveness. Again, he getting, careless with the ball. He was upset, thought he got fouled, thought he had drew some contact, and the officials didn't call it. But I like what I saw as far as ball movement. LeBron James, I got what I expected from LeBron. I told you he was going to bounce back. After that 0-for-7 performance that he gave you the first preseason game, he looked good. His body looked good, and the bounce seemed to be there. So for me, I gave it an 8, Skip. Overall, I mean, I gave LeBron a 1. But Kendrick Nunn and the Lakers and the ball movement, that's an 8 for me.
Okay. I'm going to, just for one preseason night, go you one better. I'm going all the way up to a 9.
Oh, you gave it a 9,
how impressed I was.
Okay.
Because I must admit to you, sir, I saw the makings of a Western Conference contender last night. I saw the makings of.
Okay.
I got to get this one out of the way. AD already? Like already? But they're saying it's just low back tightness. I don't know. They play back-to-back tonight in Vegas, and if AD does play tonight, then I'll say, okay, everything's cool. But we're only into the second preseason game, and he's already, quote-unquote, hurt. He's going to sit and miss the game.
You know how them backs are.
And come on, it's just so early. I'm saying, is history repeating again? But other than that, let's go big picture scope right now. This team looks better than it did last year.
Yes.
Because all of those fading stars that were coming off the bench last year are gone. There's obviously no Melo, there's no Dwight. The point is, I raved about Kendrick Nunn to you when they got him, and then they didn't got him. I don't know what happened to him last year. It was like the most mysterious thing. He missed the whole year.
Season.
I kept saying, well, he'll come back next week, right? He'll come back, no, next week.
Well, that's what they was telling you.
I know. Next week? No. How about none? How about no Kendrick Nunn, right? And he can play. He could play for the Heat. You remember the bubble finals?
Yeah.
He would come in and light it up. He's a little lefty scorer, and he's slick, and he's slithery, and he's got game. He's got a little electric to him where he's hard to stop.
I think he fell, Skip, I think he fell out of with the Heat because they's like, look, we don't need any more scoring. We got Jimmy Butler, we got Bam, we got Tyler Hero.
No,
we need you to play defense.
I can't vouch for his defense.
They ain't gonna let him do offense.
Okay, so they switched it up last night, and all of a sudden, Darvin Ham just brought him off the bench, and he came in and just lit him up.
Yes.
He goes 8 of 13 and 4 of 7 from 3.
Yeah.
That will work.
Yes.
And Austin Reeves was in the starting lineup.
Yes.
And he may be permanently in your starting lineup because he doesn't care if he shoots or not.
Right.
In fact, I think they're encouraging him to shoot a little bit more. But look what he did in that big A column, that assist column.
Yep, 9.
He had 9 assists.
Right.
Well, it's because he knows how to play basketball. I like the flow. I like the look when he was distributing, especially in the break. He's going to make the correct play on the fast break. Mm-hmm. That brings me to your man, LeBron James. I'm wondering if he was responding to the ridicule he received from many places, but especially from this side of this table, after he went 0 for 7 on opening preseason night, preseason game number 1, as he enters the year in which we all believe, knock on wood, that he stays healthy, he's going to pass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to become the all-time leading scorer in the history of this league.
Right.
And that guy goes 0 for 7. And last night, it looked like he had his mad on in a good way, that he came out like, watch this.
Right.
And right out of the box, he starts making everything he looks at. And I got to tell you, I thought he looked, dare I say, fabulous last night.
Yeah.
His body looks sensational.
Right.
And I'm not exaggerating. I'm not kidding. I'm not sarcastic. I'm speaking straight from the gut and the heart. LeBron James last night looked 37 going on 27 and maybe 22 because his body looked 22-ish to me.
Yeah, he looked good.
His energy in preseason game number 2, trust me, I've been watching this for a long time. He came out with game 7 energy last night. I don't know what lit his fire. Was it the criticism he received for 0 for 7? But Shannon, on the defensive end, not only was he, as you say, getting in the chair, he was chasing down. He was all over the floor. He was flying around on defense. It's preseason game number 2.
Right.
And I'm like, LeBron, leave some of it for the regular season because I've never seen any superstar play any harder than LeBron played last night in preseason game number 2. Maybe you have, I have not. He was possessed last night to sort of right the ship, not only personally, but team-wise. He wanted them to look like a contender last night. Did it stick in his craw that the annual GM survey came out and the GMs voted the Lakers in 8th place in the West and the Clippers in 1st place in the West?
No, where they voted him at.
Well,
Where they voted,
maybe.
He didn't even get a vote for last second shot.
Okay,
he was the 4th best small forward.
Okay, that's true. That is true.
So
okay, yeah, you could be right.
Like, oh, wait up. Okay, y'all forgot. Y'all must have forgot. Let me show you.
Something flipped his switch last night in ways I've never seen. I will say in the bigger picture, I don't know what's going on. He said, he sort of telegraphed this from the start. Darvin Ham said, LeBron wants to play more in the preseason. Well, he's playing most of the first half in these games.
17,
right?
Yeah, he's 17, but he played 15 minutes the other night, 17.
Okay, and yet I'm looking around the league. All the starters are playing first half minutes, like pretty much the full, like I'm watching Philly last night. They're all going to play.
So in other words, it's the flip side of what they do in the NFL.
I just was going to make that point because the NFL has gone completely south on this, where I can only speak for my Dallas Cowboys. They play nobody in the preseason. Dak is not going to see the field. Zeke is not going to see the field. All they do is play scrimmages that are controlled by the coaches against another team for maybe 3 days during the week leading up to the preseason game. The starters will scrimmage, but the coaches can regulate where they got whistles in their mouth and they can stop play, and you're really not going to hit the quarterback. They got kind of unwritten rules where you're not going to do that. So they can get in some good work, but it's not that physical. And then you get to the game night on Saturday night, and it's all backups who play, right? Okay, this is shocking to me in a pleasant way that I can watch Philly last night, and Tyrese goes off and scores 21 in the first half. It's like they're playing hard. What did LeBron end up with? 23 in the first half?
Yeah, 8 of 11.
Okay, it's impressive, the energy required, the commitment. They're playing these first halves like they're real, live games that count kind of halves.
Right.
Okay, I'm impressed with that. I'm impressed with LeBron. I don't like the logo 3 that you showed because it's just not worth it. It's all for show.
He's feeling it.
It's just show.
He got a heat check.
Okay, is it a heat check? How many of those is he going to make? I had the stat
Probably about
last
5
year.
or 6.
You know, he might make 5 or 6 a year out of the 30 that he tried.
Nah, he ain't gonna try but like 10 or 12. But still, when you feel it, you got you try it. You feel it. You see, he come down 1-footed.
Yeah.
And then he come down the other side, he hit the kick out 3 after the rebound. And then you're like, man, I feel this. Bam.
Maybe it's a Vegas thing for LeBron. We're going to talk in a few minutes about he was campaigning after the game. Adam Silver, give me a team. Let me buy into a team. He can't afford it himself, but let me be the face of the franchise. Let me have a team in Las Vegas. And obviously, once he's through playing basketball, he wants to own a team in Las Vegas. Unfortunately, off a game like this, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So I'm not sure this is going to carry over.
It's going to carry over.
Will it?
Yeah. Have you not seen 19 years of this? You talk about what happens in Vegas. This has happened in every arena around the country. Madison Square Garden, Chase Center, Boston Garden. Doesn't matter. You've seen 19 years. What you mean what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas? He's the worst kept secret in basketball history.
The worst kept secret in basketball history is that last year, LeBron James attempted the 15th most threes in the entire league. He finished 93rd in three-point percentage.
Did you not just
93rd?
Did you not just say 93rd? The man's body looks great? Did you not say you saw the bounce in the step?
Okay. But it scares me when he makes 3 out of 6 because you know what happens.
I know it scares you.
You know what's going to happen.
Scare you.
He's going to say, "I got this." He tried a career-high 8 each of the last 2 years.
He's going to try 8 again this year.
Will he?
He's going to shoot 40%.
Okay.
He's going to shoot 40.
I think we just made a bet. I've got 15 cases that he does not make 40%
38.
threes.
He'll shoot just what with Kevin Durant.
You can't revise what you just said.
No. You said Kevin Durant's a great shooter. Kevin Durant
This has nothing to do with Kevin Durant.
No, I'm saying
you just said he's going to make 40%.
38.
I got 15 cases
38.
he will not make 40. You can't revise what you just blurted.
Okay, you know what?
You blurted.
I did. But let's do it like this here. He'll shoot whatever Kevin Durant shoot, LeBron will shoot. If Kevin Durant shoot 38, he will shoot 38. If Kevin Durant shoot 39, LeBron will shoot 39. Let's do it like that. That's your guy. That's your guy. You believe in it.
Okay, I'll do 10 cases right here, right now, that Kevin Durant shoots a higher percentage from 3 than LeBron James.
No, don't say no more.
Okay, thank
you. Don't say anymore.
Whew. Okay, I got that one out.
I saw you coming. See, I saw you coming. I knew it.
No, you walked right into the
I don't like to
trap
see him shoot
because
threes.
You got a little carried away. You might have been into your Snoop stash downstairs in your dressing room before you came up here. You didn't bring it out on the table to celebrate because you couldn't do that after they lost their second straight game because they were in command for a half with the starters, and then I don't know what happens to the backups. But I will give you this. Dennis Schroeder has visa issues, I guess. He has not been around yet. Troy Brown has been hurt, and I kind of like Troy Brown because he was the 15th overall pick in the draft. I'm going back 4 years out of Oregon. He was 2 years in Washington. Then he was last year with Chicago. They did pick him up, and he has not played. He's going to help their depth, as we talked about Kendrick Nunn will. And I still say when push comes to shove, Scottie Pippen Jr. is going to help your backups. At some point, he's going to contribute. So my point is, if AD is okay, LeBron looks great, and I do not toss that word around lightly. All of a sudden, this team looks way better than the 8 seed that the GMs voted them to be.
I think the biggest thing, Skip, is going to be on a nightly basis, the consistency in which they play with. Are we going to get this kind of effort on a nightly basis? Skip, I think that and last year, when you have older guys, it's hard. And they keep talking about, wait till we get to the playoffs. Wait, we get to the playoffs. We just try to get to the playoffs. Well, if you don't win enough games in the regular season, there will be no playoffs. I think they have a nice mixture of veterans and a nice mixture of young guys. Because you got to play hard, Skip. It ain't no sitting around and waiting to the playoffs. You got to position yourself so you'll have an opportunity to be in the playoffs.
Yep.
And I think with these young guys, they got some young, hungry guys. But like you said, that second unit, you can't continuously give up leads because they played well at one point in time. Skip, they had a 13-point lead, and they allow Phoenix to go on a 15-5 run to whittle it down, and all of a sudden they take the game over. But like I said, all I needed to see last night was LeBron get up and down the court. Was he going to dive to the basket? Was he going to be able to make plays? He was out there hustling. I saw Kendrick Nunn. I saw enough. I love Austin Reeves. He does all the little things. He might not go and give you 15 a night, but he going to give you 15 points worth of hustle plays.
He will.
He going to dive on the floor. He's going to get back on defense. He's going to take a charge. He's going to do all the right little things that contributed to you winning ball games. I can live with that. I can live with the way he plays.
Now for my biggest picture point about your Lakers all offseason long. I'm going to state it again. They would be better off sending Russell Westbrook home. It's never going to work. You know it. They know it. We all know it. But they're saying, watch this. We're going to prove you wrong. And it's a damned if we do, damned if we don't situation because he won't fit. He's spun completely out of control. And I'm sure he was really feeling himself early last night because he got off to a rare hot start. And the thing, you want to talk about a guy with no conscience, no memory of missing shots. So what happened at the free throw line early in the game? Could we see the first one that hit nothing but net? Unfortunately, it never got up to the rim.
Bottom of the net?
Yeah, it hit the bottom of the net without going through the net. If we could see the missed free throw, please. This is what you're going to have to put up with. That's Russell Westbrook from the free throw line. He misses everything short. It's up and nothing. It barely ticked the bottom of the net. That was 2 feet short of the rim. The problem is that's who he is. He was the 4th worst free throw shooter in the league last year. He was the single worst three-point shooter in the league last year. Yet he goes straight to the corner a moment later, and he makes a corner three, his first three. Could we see his first 4 makes? He made 4 of his first 5 shots, and I'm thinking, what's gotten into him? Has Darvin Ham turned him completely around? Here's Russell Westbrook driving and actually finishing with his left hand.
Yeah.
Wow,
he is left-handed, but
I know. Okay, and then here he goes again. There's that 3. Boom. Okay. Wow.
Oh, he counting this kid. Steph Curry, 1, 2, 3, got a 5.
He's counting, and he made another one from about the same spot, and then up. And that was just, and then he flexes.
Okay.
He gives it a flex. Okay, so there's the 4 shots that he did make, and I'm saying, okay, maybe we're all wrong. Right. And then guess what happens? He's so full of himself that he says, I got this. And he winds up for the game. Where's Russell Westbrook? 5. He winds up shooting 12 shots. He took, I'm sorry, Kendrick Nunn took 13. So he took 12 of the starters. He took more. He even took 1 more shot than LeBron did.
He missed his last 7 shots, though.
Last 7 shots. Could we see those 7 shots, please? Because he reverted right back to bad Russ from last year. That's up. That might have gotten nicked on the block. And then he shoots a little fall away. That's a brick. West brick. And then Russ, that's a really bad idea. Kaboom, ricochet, and then he drives it in. And how many times have we seen that? It's just wild hands. Wild hands. Oh, he almost airballed a layup, right? This is the Russ we saw last year, okay? No, Russ, probably a bad idea.
A horrible idea.
Yeah, it's a bad idea.
That's
they told us that he tweaked his free throw motion, his three-point motion, that somehow his shot is now a little bit different. There's a nuance to it. I could see no nuance. He did make the first 2. Shannon, LeBron James can't overcome that. Even as great as he looked, as great as he impacted the game last night, overall, over time, you can't overcome that. And if he gets off Russ to a hot start in the game, and I know he's just going to keep shooting because he's going to think, I got this, I'm back, I'm still Russell Westbrook, when he's actually Westbrook. So to me, this is your Achilles heel, and I use heel also in the WWE context because he's almost become like a wrestling villain for Laker Nation because they know they can't live with him. And you could certainly live without him.
Skip, they got a lot of issues. The free throws percentage is going to be an issue again. They missed 10 free throws last night. Yeah. They got
Russ was 2 of 5.
They got cleaned up on the glass again. They got out-rebounded by 9 on the offensive end, plus 10 overall.
Okay, but they didn't have AD.
Well, damn. There's a good chance AD's gonna miss some games this year, Skip.
I know.
He talking about he wants to play
game
all 82.
one, he went 11 and 11, so that would have.
And they still got cleaned up on the glass, Skip.
All right, but
look, Skip, Russ is not going anywhere. I know you believe they would be better off.
They just would.
If they just cleaned out his locker and said, go
I'm telling
home.
you, listen, I love Pat Bev. When he came in last night,
I like Pat Bev. I like that. Yeah.
He just makes stuff happen.
Yep.
He irritates, he distracts. He actually duped the ref into calling an offensive foul on CP3, which wasn't, it was a bogus foul on a pick that wasn't a moving pick, and Pat Bev got it. And he's flying all over the floor, and he's talking, and he's just what the doctor, as in Dr. Jerry Buss, the late great, would have ordered for this team, because he's bringing you what you didn't have last year. Little edge, a little tenacity on defense, a little wily on defense.
I like when he blocked DeAndre Ayton's shot.
He did.
And then walked right up to him like, I blocked it.
I got it, okay? That's what you were missing. Whatever that swagger is, you got. So I like him on the floor. I don't mind Dennis the Menace, Dennis Schroeder. When he gets here, he can play some of those minutes. Kendrick Nunn can play. You've got Austin Reeves. All those minutes that are Russ's minutes could be taken up much more productively by any of the above mentioned.
Right.
So to me, you should send him home. I'm on record as saying
that. They're not sending him home.
Okay, he will gum up the works. You know it, and I know it. All the good that you saw last night will be undercut.
He
just undoes it. And they lost another game.
All right. We'll get the Timberwolves tonight.
Okay. Congratulations.
Beat the Spurs, that's for sure.
Yeah.
We waiting for the Clippers, though.
Team is looking good. It's going to be a good test for your Lakers, Shannon. Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Subscribe here to get the very latest from Skip and Shannon. Plus, go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.